What's up, guys? Welcome to Parlay Power Hour with Tanner Kern, myself, and Grant Mitchell. Grant, how you doing, man? We're talking about betting today. It doesn't get much better than that.
Yes, sir. I'm ready. Hopefully, I'm going to make some money myself, and hopefully, I can give some good advice to everyone out there.
There you go, man. So basically the gist of this is, guys, we're just going to get on here 10, 15 minutes every day and talk a little bit about our picks for the day, some parlays, and how you guys can make some money. We got a lot of great fans for USA Wager and the Sports 2.0 network, so we wanted to share our picks with you guys. And, hopefully, like we said, we can make you some money. So this is Parlay Power Hour for June 7th. Hopefully you guys like the name. I came up with that with Grant's help. Parlay Power Hour. Sounds good. Sounds like winning. Sounds like money. So that's why we're going to go with it. Grant, I'm going to start with you. Give me your parlays for today. I know you like some spreads. I know you like some over-unders. We're going to start with the Bucks in the Nets game. You like the Bucks at plus 1.5, and then the whole under total at 234.5.
Yeah, so the reason I'm going with the Bucks here is that James Harden, a minute into game one, got ruled out for the rest of game one and game two with a hamstring injury. We've seen since he got traded to Brooklyn that he has really been the glue to put everything together. Who would have thought you would have said that a couple of years ago when James Harden was known as the guy who just chucked up a bunch of shots. But now he is averaging the second most assists of his career. And if he had played the whole season in Brooklyn at that rate, it would have been the most assists of his career. But like I mentioned, when he was not there, we've seen it takes huge efforts from either Durant or Irving to get that team to win. They did not have the best record. And we also have seen that Giannis, two-time MVP, has performed huge against the Nets in the three matchups this season. I believe he was averaging somewhere in the neighborhood of 35 points and 14 rebounds. So I think the Bucks take control of this one early, and I think the Nets pretty much, just give up. So the point total might not be that high, but I can easily see the Bucks winning by 15 or 20 tonight.
I like that. Bucks plus 1.5. You heard it from Grant Mitchell. Lock it up right now. Then we're going to go over the Nuggets and the Suns. You got the Suns at -5, and then the over of 219.5. I like the over in this game. I mean, that's a pretty low total for these two teams. What are your thoughts on both these lines?
Yeah, so Phoenix is 27-9 at home this season. That's one of the best home records in the NBA. Denver had a pretty good record on the road. They were 22-14, but still, there's something to be said about playing in the desert. And we saw Phoenix close out the Lakers in 6 games. And if you can close out LeBron James and Anthony Davis, even though he was only there for 5 minutes, at home, you've got to be doing something right. You like the over as well. That's good because that is the correct pick. Both teams in the postseason, if you add their totals together, they are averaging 224 points per game. And the over set at 219. So although it's not a huge difference, I still see both teams hitting the over on this game. And you have to keep in mind that Phoenix played a series in which the pace of play was much slower because the Lakers like to slow things down. So even with that, it's expected to hit the over. I think the over is a safe pick here.
Now you got the LeBron Lakers jersey in your background there. How did it feel when the Suns sent them packing, sent LeBron down to the beach or Mexico, wherever he's vacationing right now, chilling? I saw a tweet that Barstool did about like him doing like Zumba dancing or something. But bottom line is he's not playing basketball right now. How did that feel when the Suns ended his season?
Well, Jay Crowder actually was victimized by some LeBron memes during the series, and he got ejected with 30 seconds left in the game for mimicking that same dance. So that was pretty funny. As you mentioned, I got the LeBron jersey behind me. I've been a pretty big fan for a while. I was actually roped into date night during the game with the lady. So we were getting out of the movie theater, and I pulled up the score, and I saw Devin Booker had 31 points in the first half. And I said, good night. This game is over. And, lo and behold, that's what happened. And I needed the Clippers to lose too, and Kawhi showed up. So, Lakers fans, we're down bad right now, but it's all good.
Hey, you're much nicer than me, so I'm a huge baseball fan. And when opening day was rolling around, I broke up with my girlfriend because I wanted to watch baseball all the time and not be bothered. So I give you a lot of credit there for going to the movies on a NBA game night. So we're going to transition over to baseball. Cubs, Padres right now. Cubs plus 1.5. You've got them on the run line there. It's a good call. I think the Cubs have been playing pretty decent baseball. And then the over of 7.5. Alzolay is going against Ryan Weathers tonight, minus 102. What's your thoughts on the over?
So the Padres have not been scoring much lately. They're really in a dry streak as far as scoring. And the Cubs have won the 3 matchups they had with the Padres just a couple weeks ago. And by average, they outscored them by almost 4 runs. So I would say it's safe to take the Cubs here. Obviously, the Padres are going to be looking to bounce back. You mentioned Alzolay and Weathers on the mound. No one person really, you think could outshine the other 10 times out of 10. But I do like the Cubs, and I think they're going to hit the over. Over is more of just sort of a guess, but I have a feeling the Cubs are going to have the bats hot.
Yeah, there you go. I want to see Fernando Tatis start fielding routine ground balls at shortstop and not just hitting bombs. I mean, the guy, I don't care. Everyone, I just want to put this out there. I don't care if Fernando Tatis makes a diving play to his left and throws a guy out at first across the diamond, like, amazing top 10 stuff. I want to see him make a routine ground ball like a little leaguer because he can't do that right now. All he can do is hit balls at the plate, that's what they're paying him. I mean, they're not paying him $340 million to field ground balls. They're paying him to hit. So we're going to transition. We're going to stay with baseball, but I'm going to give you guys my picks for today, and Grant's going to pipe in on what he thinks in these games. We got the Miami Marlins versus the Boston Red Sox. Red Sox on the money line. Grant, I want to ask you a question. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm not doing too bad. I'm looking forward to hearing your picks so I can judge them against mine.
Well, you know who is doing bad today? The New York Yankees, the Savages. Boston Red Sox sweep them 3 games this weekend. It was just embarrassing. The Yankees showed absolutely no grit. We're going to talk about that tonight on Between the Lines, my official baseball show of the Sports 2.0 Network, 7 p.m. Free advertising there. Got to pipe that in. But Red Sox money line, minus 146 coming off 3 straight wins over the Yankees. The Marlins, would you say they were, Grant, 1-8 in their past 9?
1-8 in the past 9. Not looking good.
Nick Pivetta is on the mound. He's 6-1 on the season. It's going to be 7-1 at the end of today. Pablo Lopez going for Miami. Nothing special about him, but Miami does have a strong rotation, strong bullpen. The thing is, the Red Sox are hitting the ball right now. You got Alex Verdugo, went yard last night, set the tone for a big win in the Bronx. Sent the fans in the Bronx home crying. So that was pretty good to see. So I'm going to go with the Red Sox. You agree with me, Grant? You going to take a risk and bet the Marlins in this game?
I think it's a fairly straightforward pick here. I like the Sox as well.
There you go. Now we're going to go on Kansas City Royals versus the Los Angeles Angels. Royals on the money line. Here's my rule. I say it every morning on Daily Picks. The Angels are not good at baseball. They have never really been good at baseball. They were only good with Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani. I wouldn't even call them good. They were okay with Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani. They were still a few pieces away from being decent. With the Angels now, you got Mike Trout. He's hurt. He's non-existent. Forget about him. Only bet the Angels when Shohei Ohtani is pitching. If he's not pitching, I don't care about the Los Angeles Angels, especially. And if Jose Quintana is pitching, which he's not tonight, unfortunately, but if Jose Quintana was pitching, you bet against the Angels 100%. Put your house, put your car, put everything on the opposite team. I don't care if it's the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Angels are not good when Jose Quintana is on the mound. Tonight, you got Dylan Bundy. I believe Dylan Bundy. Let me get the pitching matchup here. It is Dylan Bundy. Yes, Dylan Bundy has not been very successful this season. It doesn't matter who's on the mound for Kansas City. Kansas City is a couple wins better than the Angels this year. I like the Royals on the money line. Angels, they lost to the Mariners yesterday. The Mariners are just horrendous at baseball. It was a 6-2 game. So I'm going to go with the Royals in this one. Plus 138, positive odds. I really like it. Grant, what do you think?
You mentioned Bundy's on the mound. He's 0-6 this year.
Oh, 0-6.
6.5 ERA. Not looking good for the Angels. They might be exciting with Ohtani and Trout, when Trout comes back, but like you said, just not that good.
Yeah, I've not played baseball since high school, and I could probably take Dylan Bundy yard right now the way it's looking. All that slow pitch softball training's been good for me. All right, New York Island.
I'd take the under on that one. I'm sorry. I don't know if I have a belief in you there.
I'd put it at 0.5 for me to get a hit if I suited up for the Angels. I'm not saying I would be Mike Trout, but I would be better than some of the people that have been on the field for them this year. New York Islanders, Boston Bruins. Bruins on the puck line, minus 186. I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to put a disclaimer out there. I am a Boston fan. I love Boston sports. So New York Islanders versus Boston Bruins. I'm not going to be an Islanders guy tonight. I'm going to go with the Bruins. I do think the Bruins pull off the win, though, if I remove my bias from this pick. Both teams, it's a 2-2 series right now. Each team has won 1 game at home and 1 game on the road. So Boston returns home tonight. They will be in New York on Wednesday. And then if there's a game 7, which there probably won't be because the Bruins are going to win the next 2, it will be back in Boston, and the Bruins will win that anyways. I like the Bruins on the puck line, minus 186. Not great odds here, but if I'm combining it in a parlay, I think it's really nice, really favorable option. Grant, you got any thoughts on this? Or are you just going to roll with the Bruins with me?
I think it is pretty split down the middle. Like you mentioned, it's 2-2 in the series. The Bruins, to their credit, were 4-2 against the Penguins before that. I'm the lead on your expertise here. I think it's a close game. So if you like the Bruins, I like the Bruins too.
Yeah. Now, if you guys do like the Islanders, say the Parlay Power Hour team, Tanner Kern and Grant Mitchell, know nothing about betting on sports, which it wouldn't be surprised because you guys tell me that every day on Baseball Spotlight picks, even though I'm 100 games over 500. You should probably bet the Islanders because they're positive odds, and you can win a little more on that. But I'm going with the Bruins in my parlay, and when we talk to you guys tomorrow, we'll probably be victorious because that's what we do here at the Sports 2.0 Network. Grant, thanks for joining me. You excited for another episode of this tomorrow?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to make sure I do my homework, and I'm going to start keeping track of all my results just like you, so I can be over 100 one day.
You're already over 100, man. You're a genius. Subscribe to the Sports 2.0 Network, guys, so you never miss my picks, Grant's picks. We got 37 live shows this week. I've been trying to schedule all these, and I'm going nuts doing that. So really, guys, subscribe so you never miss a video. Grant, thanks for joining me today. Any final words for the Sports 2.0 team?
If I was wrong, then I wasn't, and if I was right, then I was.
There you go. Love it. This is Tanner Kern, Grant Mitchell signing off for the Sports 2.0 USA Wager Parlay Power Hour. That's a word mouthful, but we're going to figure that out. Thanks for joining us, guys.